The two men met in May, and they started building in June 1855, and a year later, on May 1st in 1856, they opened the church. But there really wasn't much in the church to open. This is a quote from the London Illustrated News celebrating the opening of this church. And my favourite detail in this is it says, "Every decorative ornament, however minute, possessed its own symbolic and beautiful meaning." And the however minute might be because in 1856, most of this wasn't here yet. What was here, the lunettes had only 2 of them had been painted. The wall paintings above hadn't arrived yet. The marble had all been put in. The baldacchino behind here had not been put in. The altar had been completed, and the candlesticks had been completed. This wonderful gallery here had been completed, and the alabaster railing had been completed, as well as the tiles on the floor. But essentially everything from the marble up had not been finished. The apse hadn't been painted, and people experiencing the church on this first day of its opening in May 1856 wouldn't have seen what this apse looks like. And though grainy, I love this engraving of the event, because we see this pulpit also existed at the time, and it's very small and it's tucked in over here to one side, whereas the size of this gallery here is largely exaggerated. And then at the very back there's this huge square box we can just make out. That's because because they didn't have this finished, they decided to hang a curtain around this area. And the apse also hadn't been painted. The scaffolding had been taken down and then put back up for the opening of the church. And so these circles we see here is the artist's interpretation of what might become of the space. But we can see the wooden ceiling.